There are many people who are completely wrong about the way ChatGPT works, but I am here to set you straight. These are 7 myths about ChatGPT. Let's go. For number 1, we've got, is ChatGPT sentient? And this is false. ChatGPT does not have any feelings, it does not have any emotions, it's got none of that. Now, ChatGPT might in some instances say that it's got emotions, very confidently even, but it does not. It is just statistics and maths, nothing else. At the end of the day, it is just a computer. It's got the same amount of emotion as my computer or as your computer has. Despite the fact that it's very intelligent and does some very impressive things, it just doesn't have any emotions. I like to think about AI as an airplane, which is artificial flying, right? Humans can't fly, but we can fly using airplanes. So it's like fake flying, whereas birds would be real flying, right? I hope that makes sense to you. So artificial intelligence would be the airplane, which is not real. It's got no emotions or anything like that. Airplanes are artificial flying. ChatGPT is artificial intelligence. It's the same concept. I was recently attending a university course about artificial intelligence, and I was so excited to learn about the magic and the black box and everything going on about artificial intelligence, and it turns out that it's just statistics and maths. It's nothing else. That is literally all it is. So go ahead, be as mean or as horrible as you possibly can be to ChatGPT. It will not care. The second popular myth about ChatGPT is that it knows everything, and this is just false. It knows a very large amount of things. It's been trained on an enormous amount of data, but it has limitations. It doesn't know anything about events going on after 2021. So it doesn't know what happened in last year, 2022. It doesn't know what's happening this year because it's not been trained on the data, and it's not connected to the internet either. It literally only understands 2 things. Number 1 is the context you provide to it when you ask your question. The second one is all the information it has been trained on up until the end of 2021. It probably knows more than any human. For example, yesterday I was trying to figure out whether or not I wanted to read this book, and so I asked ChatGPT to summarize it and talk about the chapters a little bit back and forth. And I decided that I didn't want to read this book, so I will throw it away now. Bad book. The third myth about ChatGPT, and I think this is the most common one, and that is that ChatGPT connects to the internet, and this is false. It's got no connection to the internet at all. It has only been trained on a ton of text information. It cannot connect to the internet yet, at least. There are some people talking about it being able to connect to the internet soon. It is obviously a risky move. There's lots of weird and crazy things out on the internet. If you've grown up on the internet just like I have, you will know about the weird and crazy stuff going on the internet. So that is not without its risk, but I do believe that it will be done in the future. But we'll have to see about that. If you're watching this video in the future, then that may not be correct. Number 4 is that ChatGPT is fully intelligent and can think like a human, and this is false. It may seem like a human, but it just doesn't understand language. It has no idea what it's talking about. The entire text that it's pointing out is just based on statistics and maths. This is not a technical video, but ChatGPT works by analyzing patterns in data and then recreating those patterns when it's answering your question. So it's making predictions on the data it's been trained on, which is texts about all kinds of different things, right? For example, yesterday it was completely wrong about something. Maybe I can put the screenshot on the screen. But then I told ChatGPT that this is wrong, and it immediately changed its answer. It told me something along the lines of, oh, I'm sorry, here's a correct answer. So be a little bit persistent when you ask it any questions, if it's not correct the first time. Number 5 is ChatGPT writes perfect text. It may seem like ChatGPT writes perfect text, indistinguishable from humans, but this is false. The problem with ChatGPT is that it is very confident, but not always correct. So sometimes it's wrong, but it will say it with such an authority that you might think that it's true. I've been fooled by it a couple of times. So take everything it says with a big grain of salt. Myth number 6 is ChatGPT is unsafe. And this is false. ChatGPT is completely safe to use as long as you treat it the way in which it's supposed to be treated. As long as the user is not stupid, nothing bad will happen to the user, is usually the way I put it. OpenAI, the people who've created ChatGPT, have tried to make it as safe as possible, but I don't see how anyone can be harmed with it. Obviously, like with everything else, both in real life and on the internet, and with ChatGPT, you need to take it with a big grain of salt. If it tells you to do something stupid, don't do it. It's just a chatbot, it cannot harm anyone, it may give the wrong information, but it's always up to a human to decide what to do with that information. So be a bit critical if ChatGPT says something that you disagree with or think is harmful even. And obviously if it tells you to do something stupid, don't do it, because that would just be stupid. Now there is one serious concern with ChatGPT, and that is that OpenAI, again those who've created ChatGPT, store everything you put into ChatGPT on their servers, if that makes sense. So don't share any personal information that you don't want them to have on their server. Number 7, and this is also a popular myth, and that is that ChatGPT will take your job. And the answer to this is maybe in the future. Not right now, I don't think, but it is so good at everything that's text related. There is a chance that software developers will be replaced before truck drivers. In fact, let's ask ChatGPT about the jobs which it will take from people. So it's put here data entry and processing jobs, telemarketing, routine manual labor jobs, maybe translation and interpretation, definitely. Yeah, AI is definitely going to come for some of the more basic jobs, but it is unlikely that AI will be able to completely replace humanity, right? Because humans have got things such as creativity, empathy, social skills and emotion, which just AI, at least for now, can't replicate. Those are 7 myths about ChatGPT. If you liked the video, please click like, that really helps me out. Subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date about everything about AI. I've got some really good videos coming up, so click the subscribe button. If you've got any good myths, put them in the comments below. Click to watch this video right now. Take care, open health.